complete Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. And because of that, it's not complete. Their activities and their process is not complete anytime. And but Bhakti Yoga contains all these things. It is above all this, and it also has the effect of all this. So it need not be, all these three other processes need not be followed. So then we saw that how Sukadeva Goswami spoke Bhagavatam, read Bhagavatam, because Vyasadeva, he was totally detached. He never came out of the womb. He was fully out of illusion. He came out, then he went away from home. Then Vyasadeva he asked his disciple to recite Bhagavatam. Then hearing this beautiful narration, he asked, what is this? And they said, we are all disciples of Vyasadeva, and we are reciting this. And oh, so wonderful glories of Lord Hari, so nectar, already Brahma Sukham, already transcendently situated, that I am not the body, I am spirit soul. This is Brahma Jnana. So without understanding Krishna, understanding this is a trouble. Rather, when we get to know Krishna, automatically we'll get to know ourselves. Who are we? What is our transcendental position? Everything we will understand. But when somebody works other way around, understanding themselves or realizing, they may maximum end up till Brahma Jyoti. So like that. So Sukadeva Goswami was already into that platform. But when he heard the transcendental narration of Krishna, even he is fully satisfied, become more eager, more attracted, and he was running towards that. He wanted to hear it more and more and more and more. So where is the question of satisfaction here? We are saying fully satisfied, but he's not fully satisfied. Some thirst and hunger is there. He doesn't know. I'm looking for this. He thinks he's satisfied. But even those people who have got Brahman realization, if they come to hear about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, any of the devotional service, when they come and touch, mainly hearing, then they also become attracted to Lord Krishna. This is what is explained as an answer by Suta Goswami. And further, Suta Goswami is continuing, saying that he is going to give 3 different topics. He is going to explain, not different, they are interrelated, 3 topics. Suta Goswami thus addressed the rishis, aided by Saunaka. I shall begin the transcendental narration of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna's all topics, birth, janma, karma, cha me divyam. So Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, my janma and karma are all spiritual. Janma, karma, cha me divyam. Evam yo veti tattvataha. Who understand this with tattvata, tattvartha, not just sentimentally something. Oh, Krishna is another child. Oh, my child also like Krishna only. In your house, Krishna is born or Radharani is born. Somehow, some people in South India, they used to simply ask if a boy child or a girl child is born, they will ask, in your house, Radharani got birth or Krishna got birth? Nobody. A flesh and meat and bone, one lump has been born. That's all. It was given eye, nose and everything only before 2-3 months, 6 months. So this lump of matter in last life, it had carried some karma, it has come to my house. Now I have an opportunity to give him Krishna consciousness. That's it, simple. But how they normally think Krishna as another normal human being, they compare Krishna with normal. Not such knowledge, okay, not such understanding. Janma karma cha me divyam. Divyam means Krishna is transcendental, he is beyond, he is Satsidananda Vigraha, Supreme Personality of Godhead, who created everything. Proper understanding of Krishna, who understands along with the Tattvartha knowledge. Some people say, I love pastime, I like to hear pastime, I don't like philosophy. So this kind of foolish sentiment is not appreciated here. Bhagavad Gita also doesn't appreciate. Sruti, Smriti, Puranadi. This is I think Padma Purana. Panjaratrika vidim vina ikantika harer bhaktir utpadaye deva kalpate. Sruti, Smriti, Purana, Panjaratra, ye vidim vina. These kind of proper knowledge, Shruti knowledge, Smriti knowledge. Shruti means the one which was spoken in displic succession for millions of years in Acharya Parampara. That is Shruti, by hearing. Smriti means by remembering various scriptures and things like that. Remembrance based. Shruti, Smriti, Puranadi. Then we have Purana Adi, starting with Puranas. The Raj of all Purana is Grandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam. So Puranadi, Pancharatrika Vidhi. We have Pancharatrika Vidhi, we are doing Archana and everything based on Pancharatrika Vidhi, even Narada Pancharatra. Within Vina, without all the scriptural base, Aikantika Harer Bhakti. Means just Aikantika means alone Hari Bhakti. I do Hari Bhakti on without any reference to material scriptures. I do Hari Bhakti without hearing any philosophy. I don't want to hear all this deep Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. I am not interested, but I will do Hari Bhakti. I am very much devoted to Krishna. This kind of Hari Bhakti, Aikantika Harer Bhakti, Utpadage Tava Kalpate. Utpadaya means great disturbance. To not only that person who is practicing, also the people around him, to the society, it is poisonous. It's poisonous to the society. So we have to scientifically, Prabhupada always wanted. Scientists doesn't mean that, okay, I will talk about NASA, I will quote Einstein, I will give a lecture on Einstein. Well, this is not science. We should have faith that our Shastra is science. It talks about astrology, astronomy, what you require, any material science, all the elements, earth, water, fire, air, ether combination, how subtle body is made, how gross body is made, how we as spirit soul are entangled, what is the quality of spiritual world, what is the quality of material world, everything is very nicely scientifically explained. Apart from this architecture of the universe, where other aliens are living, what are all the various types of aliens, gradation, why did they reach there, how did they get the body, how, what is birth, what is death, before birth what, after death what activity we should do, 100% scientific. Nothing to do with sentiment. Sentiment is with Krishna. Our Krishna conscious Tattvartha. So, Janma Karma cha me divyam yoam yo veti tattvataha. Tattvataha. Krishna is telling, with Tattvartha they should understand me. So that kind of people, what will happen to them? They will not have any more birth. Naiti mameti. So Arjuna, they'll reach me. They will reach me, but they will not have rebirth. My birth, they discuss, they don't have rebirth. Janmashtami, you celebrate, then you don't have rebirth. You have to celebrate Krishna's appearance. Then your material appearance will not be there. And even if you appear, you will appear for the service of Guru, service of Krishna. By Krishna's and Guru's will, you will appear in the material world. For serving the purpose, like Guru Maharaj is appearing, Prabhupada is appearing, for the purpose of Krishna, purpose of Acharya. Same way, we can go anywhere. That doesn't mean that I will never come to material world. Narada Muni, how he came to material world? He came because of his own will and Krishna's will. Krishna wanted him to come to material world and preach. So he came. So in this way, by Lord's will, we will come, not by our own. So here, further, Sutta Goswami is continuing answering that question about Sukadeva Goswami. 3 things I will explain. One is transcendental narration. So it's not ordinary narration, it is transcendental narration, not within the 3 modes of material nature. So of Lord Krishna and the topics of the birth and activities and deliverance of King Parikshit. Now the question is not Krishna's birth and activities, but it's the Parikshit's birth and activities and deliverance. So hearing about devotee is also transcendental. That also can liberate. So why did we read Prabhupada Leelamrita? Why are we reading? Why are we reading Milwaukee to Mayapur? So this when we read about pure devotees, and of course their pastimes with Lord Krishna, here Parikshit Maharaj, where he is from his appearance till his disappearance was glorious, because appearance beautiful Leela, disappearance a beautiful Leela. How glorious is the life of Vaishnavas, pure devotees. They are worthy of hearing, more relishable than hearing about Krishna. Even Chaitanya, that is what is proven. When Krishna comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his pastimes are so relishable, because special relishment is there in relishing Chaitanya's pastime better than relishing Krishna's pastime. How? It's because a jiva can relate with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, even Krishna, he appeared among common men and he mixed with them to show them what is transcendental life means, what is God, how sweet and how powerful, wonderful. He showed his opulence as Krishna. But when he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, common men he mixed. He went in South India 6 years, he ate in common man's house. Common man without seeing what caste he belongs to, whether he has taken bath, not taken bath, where he is going, how he is, what background of birth he has. He simply hugged everybody. He ate in the house of Brahmanas, of course, but there were many people coming to see. And even those Brahmanas, they were not fully devotees of Krishna or this or that. Common people, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced in the street. Anybody had the opportunity to dance with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the road. Anybody had the right to follow him. So intimate relationship with ordinary common people. God, now we see that big people, VIPs, if they come, they say that you cannot see him, you have to get appointment, you have to meet him. There's only VIP people can meet, ordinary people cannot meet. How much bandobast they are making. But here you see that Supreme Personality of God, it just came in and just mixed with everybody, and especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, street by street, village by village, city by city, simply mixing with common people without checking he is having name, fame, position. Okay, tell me, I will come and meet the collector. I'm a VIP, I'm coming and meeting the president of US. I will go and give talk only in great people when they assemble that. No. Guru Maharaj, you can see he's mixing with common people, transforming the common people's heart. Ordinary persons. This is a speciality of mercy. Sometimes when we see I am great, those who think, we see that, okay, then we'll also think they're great because they are dressed in the assembly. They spoken in the assembly of ministers in US. In London, they met the top level leaders. No transformation in the top level leader's heart. He didn't chant Hare Krishna. He didn't transform the Lord to a law to stop meat eating, gambling, or illicit sex or intoxication. Neither he's helped the movement to propagate the Krishna conscious subject matter in schools or colleges or anywhere in government offices. No benefit in for the person, but simply showing relationship with top authorities of top governments. We will see many people considering themselves to be self-certified top authority. But Bhagavatam is here certifying the top authority. So we have to see Shastra Shakshu, see through the eyes of scriptures. Through the eye of scripture, we should see the top authority. So the narration of not the King Parikshit activities in between were not much discussed, very less how he subdued Kali. That was there. But his appearance was glorious that Krishna is there. Without Krishna, even the Vedic literatures are not useful. With Krishna, anything is useful. So Parikshit Maharaj appearance, Krishna saved him from the womb. Same way during disappearance, he inquired about the absolute truth. Shravanam, he is considered the topmost example for Shravanam, hearing about. So such pure devotees, they are the top authorities. Sages among the kings. He may be a king, but he may be a sage. Sometimes we see a sage, but they have a desire for to be a king, and they mix with only kings. Not for preaching Krishna consciousness, but to get recognition amongst them. Somehow I will become friend. I will talk some other topics which will entertain them, encourage them, will be pleasing to them. Later I will preach Krishna consciousness. Later they are never going to, because they listened from you. You, what you market, what you advertise, you sell that product only. You cannot sell another product. So from beginning, we should be genuine. Then genuine people will come. People want to maintain with top people in the city, whoever is the big people. That is, in Krishna conscious movement, of course, some donation is collected from them. At least they will get benefited. Because you cannot preach Krishna conscious to them, because you want to maintain a friendly relationship. You don't see a rich man, you just preach. Let us see whether he is transforming. It's a soul. So you can tell that without argument, in a friendly manner, in a loving manner, Krishna conscious subject can be conveyed, like giving prasadam. So second is topics of Parikshit Maharaj. Third is, as well as the topic of renunciation of the worldly order by the sons of Pandu. How Pandu's sons retired. Pancha Pandavas, how they retired. So really going to be a big topic. One about Krishna, another about Parikshit, and then about the Pandavas retiring. So we are going to have a heavy stuff coming up. And so in the purport, Prabhupada very beautifully mentions Lord Krishna, he incarnates among the different kinds of living entities. Not only among the humans, Lord appears, but among all the living entities he is appearing. 84 lakh species are there. All 84 lakh species, Lord is appearing. So think how many incarnations are there. like waves in the ocean. So we may say, no, only Dasavatar. In South India, they say only Dasavatar, 10 avatars are there. Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Vamana, Narsimha, Rama, Balarama, Krishna, Rama, Balarama, Krishna, Buddha, Kalki, like this. Only 10 avatars they list because one Jayadev Goswami was there. And Jayadev Goswami, he wrote Dasavatara Sostra. He is a pure devotee only, but he is not directly, I don't know whether he is in the disciplic succession, but he is a pure devotee. In our disciplic succession, I doubt, because our disciplic succession is very clear in explaining the around matters. So because he wrote the Dasavatara Sostra with 10 avatars, the whole South India became famous, 10 avatar, 10 avatar, 10 avatar. And they say only Dasavatars. No, in first canto, first chapter itself, we saw Krishna has when all the Saunaka Rishis asking, please explain about the incarnation of Krishna. 47 incarnations were described. And after that, he says that no, the list will keep going on and on because he has unlimited expansion in all the species. Sorry, not expansion, incarnation. Of course, unlimited expansion also as Paramatma in everybody's heart and all. Unlimited every atom also in every universe. So many unlimited expansion also, but unlimited incarnation like ocean waves in the ocean. Can you count it? Like that, the Sutta Goswami concludes. It cannot be counted, that many are there. So in this way, Krishna incarnates among all species. So 84 lakh species are there. Then at least 84 lakh incarnations. Every time there will be some incarnation of Lord around. Every time that the pastimes of the Lord is happening, it never sets. Sun never sets. Sun never sets. Even though worldly person says that, oh, sun is rising, sun is setting, sun is rising, sun is... No, sun never sets. Sun is going around the earth, actually, according to our Srimad Bhagavatam 5th canto. The earth is flat and the sun is a chariot, and it is going on a mountain called Manasotra mountain after 7 oceans. And then we are getting sunlight all the time. The earth is getting sunlight all the time. If the sun sets in India, then it rises in US. And when it is setting in US, gradually in Japan, we see that the sun is rising. So no place the sun is never setting at all, because it is always in the sky. And the earth is not moving, Baba. So in this way, Bhagavatam explains this. That means Bhagavatam, whatever says is true. Right? This is the evidence that Supreme Lord is Krishna. There is actually Meru mountain in the middle, and there is one Kala Chakra which is put in. So the Kala Chakra is the one which is bringing night and day to us. The sun's light, like we can say, a transparent layer and an open layer. So when the Kala Chakra alone is the one which is rotating. Neither earth is rotating nor sun is rotating to itself. Of course, sun is circumnavigating. Sun is circumnavigating. The Manasotra mountain, it is traveling. Sun is, of course, moving. Sun is moving. But sun is not self-circumnavigating itself. Neither the earth is circumnavigating itself. Rather, due to the time, influence of time, we are seeing time is very active. Time is the one which is having this day and night concept. And the time, Kala Chakra, is the one which is producing the night and day concept. It's very simple, easy, elementary lesson of Bhagavad Gita. A Bhagavata will know all these things, but he is very, very interested in knowing about more and more about Krishna, Goloka, how he is liberating, how the love for Krishna happens in the heart of the devotee, transformation, how the emotions which can be exchanged between the Supreme Lord and the Jiva. This they are more interested. Rather than in all these things, argumentative things. Oh no, the scientists say that. What do the scientists say about after death, Baba? What does he say? He doesn't say anything about after death. Where the scientist himself, when he's dying, he doesn't know where he goes, how his fate is taking him to the next life. So how can we take that as truth? We just take Bhagavatam. And we always have to say Bhagavatam is science. When we use the word science, we have to refer to Vedic literatures. Not that I will explain Krishna consciousness in a scientific way. and I will pull all the things in the so-called material world, of this man and that man quoted, this man quoted, that man, this man, and quote everybody who is not authority, who are living on a false world. Quote everyone there. What potency you will have anyway. So now and then we can use their names in order to serve Krishna or serve Bhagavatam. Not that Krishna consciousness is dependent on the evidence from material things. But material things can be used as a service, for service of the Supreme Lord. This is utility is the principle. We are going to prove that the transcendental truth. So little bit we will touch, but we will not take it as primary evidence or something. Primary evidence and make the people who are listening to develop faith on the scientist and so-called talks about them and about everything. No, we diverting their faith from Krishna to the scientist. This we should know because we are strongly quoting the scientist. Whereas whatever fact they are quoting is not true. So you're deviating the fight from Krishna. So are you favorable devotee or unfavorable devotee? Are you a anukulya bhakta or a pratikulya bhakta? So pratikulya bhakti will not lead you to pure devotional service. So this is very, very important. That's why simultaneously we are reading Nectar of Devotion. We are followers of Lord Chaitanya and Goswamis. So simply talking the pastime of Goswami is one, and following the footsteps of Goswami is another. So this is how we understand Rupa Goswami is warning us that don't do pratikulya bhakti. Don't deviate the attention of the common people towards something else other than Krishna consciousness. So that is pratikulya bhakti. So Srimad Bhagavatam is also, so here how beautifully all the supplementary literatures like Puranas and Mahabharatas are simply stories or historical facts. Only. Don't take interest in Mahabharata says, why? But with Krishna, they became transcendental. So the Bhagavad Gita alone, Prabhupada translated. Why Prabhupada didn't translate Ramayana? Why didn't translate Mahabharata? Ramayana, of course, is transcendental, but that time is gone. Now Lord Chaitanya has come. If I force you to use a button phone only, you cannot use smartphone. How will be in the Zoom class? Yeah. So that now Krishna has come, and moreover, Rama is just one of the incarnation of Krishna. Even though he may be a primary incarnation, showed a little extra bhava than the other incarnation like Varaha or Vamana. He showed a better relationship, but still, let it be Rama, let it be Narasimha. The source is Krishna, the Adi Purusha. From where Rama appears, Rama incarnation source is Krishna only. So when you know Krishna, you know everything. So Prabhupada translated Bhagavatam first. Then Chaitanya Charitamrita he started. And in between, because of the demand for Indians, all Western devotees told that when they come to India, all of them are asking about Bhagavad Gita. They want to quote Bhagavad Gita. They want to speak. So as a preaching measure, Chaitanya Prabhupada translated Bhagavad Gita. Earlier, Prabhupada once translated Bhagavad Gita. And from South India, one Aragappa Chettiar, he was ready to sponsor for printing 1,000 copies. But all were stolen. All the papers were stolen. It was missing. Krishna didn't let Prabhupada translate Bhagavad Gita first. He let Prabhupada translate Bhagavatam. A pure devotee is in the hands of Krishna, not in some karmi will manipulate him like a doll and Prabhupada will dance. Prabhupada told, my dear Lord, I am a dancing doll in your hand. You can make me dance. However you want me to make dance, I will dance. So we should understand his family member, his wife, they were careless in this, that, and all are external reason. But Krishna wanted him to produce Bhagavatam first. And when Prabhupada sat and wrote in Sri Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavan, and the first two cantos, and what only first two cantos of Bhagavatam he traveled, which are the two, which are mentioned as two lotus feet of Krishna. First canto and second canto are the left and right lotus feet of Krishna. So just with the lotus feet of Krishna, he traveled bhakti, kevala bhakti, only by devotional service. He went. And then you see here Mahabharata, which portions are transcendental, those portions in directly Krishna is present. So sometimes we see that despite being devotees, people describe Mahabharata in such an emotional way. They find an emotional bondage in, not like that. So this mental, emotional bondage, this is not appreciated here. It is mental speculations. It is bodily concept. It is kind of a foolish idea that here very clearly Prabhupada is mentioning any portion, anywhere in Mahabharata, where Krishna is not involved, where devotional service is not glorified, they're simply the any Purana or Mahabharata or Vedic literature, stories and historical fact only. They can be used here and there a little bit in order to support that, not support, no need. Krishna consciousness doesn't require support, but still, just as a little quotation, but not required also. But with Krishna, they become transcendental. Only when there's a Krishna involved. We talk about Bhishma. Only when Krishna lifted the chariot wheel in order to fight, and there's a rasa exchange between a servant. Eternally, Bhishma is a servant of Krishna. Eternally, he enters into war pastimes of Krishna, and they have these exchanges. He's Ganga's son. This has to be described, not that Bhishma, Akanda Pradigya, I won't get married, I will be. These are all Mayavadis. They relish these kind of things. They relish. But Prabhupada never said, maybe he took a oath. Prabhupada will say Bhishma took a oath. He won't be too dramatical about it. But when it comes to Chandkasi or something, we become dramatical. We bring the emotion in the heart of the soul to remind them that this emotion is true for you. It is there. So when it comes to Varnashrama Dharma, he was a Kshatriya, Bhima, and he lifted the tree and he just threw the tree up and he never came back down till today. And they relish hearing this. Of course, Bhima is a pure devotee and we relish the pastime, but their interest is to somehow, they have some angry maybe on Asuras or something. But Narada Muni, he goes to Asura's house also, Deva's house also. Both are entangled only. Demigods are also entangled. They cannot benefit us in spiritually. Same Ashura is also entangled. Both are entangled in different way. Somebody is bound by a silver chain. Somebody is bound by iron chain, but both are bound only. So they visit Dhira, Adhira, Janapriya, Priyakaram. A pure devotee. He will enter into Dhira's house also. Dhira also loves him. Adhira also loves him. Pure devotee is impartial. And we are aspirants of pure devotional service. So we don't have any partiality towards this and that and all. No, we love all the living entities. We see everybody as living entity. Whether it is struck up within some body, animal, bird or Ashura or Deva, everybody is struck up only, conditioned state. So we see them as the living entity, part and parcel of Krishna. Why not love them? Why not love? Why you are hating somebody? Why you are loving somebody? Universal love is possible only in Krishna consciousness, where we understand the elementary LKG lesson of Srila Prabhupada, saying that you're not the body, you're spirit soul. Not only you, everybody is not the body, they're spirit soul. They're got struck up within the body. How amazing is this teaching? How universal love is very much possible genuinely from the heart. Guru Maharaj, you can see, he's genuinely loving everybody, every single person. Because he very clearly realizes he's a completely realized person that they're all Supreme Personality of Godhead, part and parcel. How can I hate any part of Krishna? They may be conditioned in any state. They may behave in any state. Based on the external behavior, a pure devotee, Uttamadhikari, will never discriminate them. Pandita Samadarshina. Even Pandita is Samadarshina. Then what to speak of a devotee who is loving Krishna? So discriminating based on their birth, discriminating based on their bodily features or background is really not appreciated in Krishna consciousness. And that is not Krishna consciousness, that is never pure devotional service. So all of us are aspirants of pure devotional service. We are Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So we are following the footsteps of Srivas Thakur, who is Narada Muni. He enters into everybody's house. All Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's servants, many of them were working in Muslim kingdom, and they had a very sweet relationship with the Muslim kings. But they used to try to preach to them. Try. Even that little trying was appreciated and glorious. One time, one devotee told his Nawab, he was working for a Nawab. So Nawab feels he's a doctor, I think. And he said that, oh, I don't know whether he's a hair cutter or something. I don't remember. But a very good profession and very dear to the king. So the king said, you're a very sweet person. See, this is a Muslim is giving this certificate. You're a very nice person. So you tell me what is this then truth, why you're always standing. Then that devotee said that, sir, you also should chant Hare Krishna. You start chanting Hare Krishna, please. You start every day you start. So one day when he was doing his respective service, he said that, sir, please, you start chanting Hare Krishna. So that king likes this man a lot. He's a very sweet person. Then he said that, okay, maybe I will chant Hare Krishna from tomorrow. Then immediately the devotee started jumping. No, 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 no. You already started chanting. You said that I will chant Hare Krishna tomorrow. So you said Hare Krishna from your mouth. So you already started. No problem. You continue from tomorrow. So that ecstasy is described in scriptures. That small incident is described in scriptures. So the small incident brings such a relishment to the pure devotees than a series of Mahabharata events where a emotional exchange between all the Sakuni, the conversation between Sakuni and Dhritarashtra, and this is your relishment. Is this your relishment? So that is the Devaya Tirtha. The crows, they look for filth, but the Hamsa, the Anna Pakshi, when a crow is flying in the sky, there may be many items lying, but he will search where is the filth, where is the dirt, where is contamination. I will go and eat it. But when there is Hamsa, the Hamsa will, even if you mix water and milk, it will drink only the milk and it will leave the water. So understanding Krishna consciousness from proper authorities, from Srila Prabhupada's purports is very, very important. Holistically, we should understand, not take the quotes here and there, we take quotes. Hiranyakashipu is also talking about Atma Gyan. So taking that, and even I can quote Hiranyakashipu because only one sloka of Bhagavatam, I'm just taking Hiranyakashipu's conversation where Hiranyakaka has already died. So Hiranyakshaka's wife are crying. At that time, Hiranyakashipu is coming and telling, why you people are crying? Why you are all lamenting? My brother has died. Of course, I also get irritation and feel separation. And I want to kill my enemy, the person who did this to him. But still, you know that we have many, many births. We'll have rebirths. This life is not permanent. This body is not, this is temporary. I can take quote from that and put quote means picturifying, I mean, breaking some portion from in between and just what is before that, what is after that, what past time it is, who is speaking to who, nothing. So now quote is going on everywhere. Very famous. So there is many kind of misguidance will happen. That is why Guru Maharaj again and again says, read Prabhupada's book. Read the quote and we can become satisfied. I read Prabhupada or I read this. But where from it is taken? Here Prabhupada is warning us in this purport. You see this in warnings in Prabhupada is giving us. Srimad Bhagavatam is also a Purana. So first he is talking about, I'll read it again. So without Krishna, all the supplementary literatures like the Puranas and Mahabharata are simply stories and historical facts. But with Krishna, they become transcendental. And when we hear of them, we at once become transcendentally related with the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam is also a Purana, but the special significance of this Purana is that the activities of the Lord are central, not just supplementary historical facts. Srimad Bhagavatam is the primary facts in Srimad Bhagavatam is about Krishna. Not supplementary. Other literatures, Krishna conscious here and there supplementary. There is mainly some other theme is described. So Srimad Bhagavatam, that is why we are not interested in reading neither Mahabharata nor Ramayana. Srimad Bhagavatam is thus recommended by Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the spotless Purana. There is a class of less intelligent devotees of the Bhagavata Purana, less intelligent devotees of Bhagavata Purana, who desire to relish at once the activities of the Lord narrated in the 10th canto, without first understanding the primary cantos. They directly jump to 10th canto. They will sing Gopika Geet. Why? Why do you want to? Who is that Gopika who is singing? If you see, oh my God, very painful. Prabhupada never asked us to sing Gopika Geet. Oh, it is so sweet. Why can't we sing? I am singing Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam, Lord Chaitanya relished in the same Gopika Geet only one verse. Only one verse. Even though the king Prataparudra sang, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was just hearing, but only one verse. Tavakatamridam tapta jivanam, about pure devotees. When it was sung, that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became pleased. For that verse, how preaching is happening, how pure devotees are coming and roaming around in the Bhuloka, and then they are pure devotees are glorious. So gopis who lost Krishna are singing this, and Radharani and Krishna are separately there. Then the gopis are singing. The Prataparudra is already described as a very neophyte. He doesn't know about Krishna consciousness. So he just sang that. And only one verse Lord Chaitanya appreciated. that glorification of Srimati Radharani or pure devotees. So they are under the false impression that the other cantos are not concerned with Krishna. Why can't you sing something else also? Kunti Maharani's prayer, you sing. And thus, more foolishly than intelligently, they take to reading of 10th canto. Now, anybody who hears this, how misguiding we are, we should see. Somebody comes to Damodar month, we sing this, okay. Of course, we talk about Krishna book. That Krishna book is a 10th canto. Somebody wants to directly read 10th canto, they can always read the Krishna book. Even before reading Bhagavatam. Absolutely allowed. Prabhupada told this. But directly going to the original verses of 10th canto is not appreciated. So if common man is hearing, then they will think, oh, where is this sloka? Very sweet, very nicely singing. They will directly go to 10th canto. They will start reading 10th canto. What is the meaning? So no one should try to go into the matters of the 10th canto without having thoroughly understood the purport of other 9 cantos. Very dangerous. They want Vrindavan pastime. They want Radha Krishna pastime. Oh, I love Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, so many. Of course, Krishna book pastimes that very senior disciples of Prabhupada are guiding us. Sometimes people feel elementary. They are not diving deep. No, sorry, they won't deep. No deep. There is something called deep shit. You will enter into it. If you want to directly approach Krishna in that way, not possible. With the lotus feet of pure devotees, surrendering into the pure devotees, understanding the 9 cantos nicely, thoroughly, properly under the purports of Srila Prabhupada, then we go into 10th canto, we can directly see Krishna. So this is the authorized method. Krishna and his pure devotees like the Pandavas, so Parikshit or Pandavas are on the same plane. Krishna is not without his devotees of all the rasas. And the pure devotees like the Pandavas are not without Krishna. Many times we hear the Pancha Pandavas pastimes without Krishna. They are never without Krishna. The devotees, so emotional bondage, all these things, the sentiment you show towards Pandavas, excuse me, they are not like that. They are pure devotees. They have very clear understanding of scriptures and they are not into your thing. Sometimes eyes, nose and everything for the story in order to bring an emotional thing into the audience, to cover the audience. We see that the facts are bended. They won't even tell the fact as they are. They will describe Bhima, they will describe Arjuna, they will describe, and they'll describe Draupadi. Oh my God, when you read Bhagavatam, you will really know who the Draupadi is. You'll really get to know. And when you hear this, your heart will break if you really know who Draupadi is through Bhagavatam. Then we see that they are, adding masala, adding additional things in order to bring an emotional feeling in the audience, mental feeling, not transcendental feeling on the spiritual level, not an intellectual based on tattvartha understanding, but just to cover audience, to gain crowd. They bring that. This is very, very dangerous to describe a pure devotee of who they are not. They think they are all Purana characters. I can change the character. It's like a Panchatantra story. It's a moral story. For them, every pastime is a moral story. You hear the pastime, at the end of the pastime, they'll say the moral that how Jatayu fell down is because, no, Jatayu had a personal relationship with Rama. He was under service. And that's a glorious disappearance, same like disappearance of Parikshit. That's it, full stop. Now, no need to bring any emotional thing into the people, followers, because you will get many followers. They will also be, you are a duplicate, then you will get duplicates only. So we should be very, very careful that we are presenting Srimad Bhagavatam properly and without any manipulation, understanding as it is. Pastime is a pastime, it's a history, it's a happening. We cannot change it, we cannot transform it, we cannot add additional masala to it. So Krishna is not without his devotees and devotees are not without Krishna. All those, the exchange of devotion, exchange of love between them is what actually is relishing. And the pure devotees like the Pandavas are not without Krishna. The devotees and the Lord are interlinked and they cannot be separated. Therefore, talks about them are all Krishna Katha or topics of the Lord. So when we talk about them, they are all topics of the Lord. But we should never ever offend them by posing them as another person. So very, very careful we should be. So beautifully we are going to hear directly from this authoritative sources and from the purport, simplified purports of Srila Prabhupada, very nicely about Lord Krishna's transcendental activities, narrations about Krishna, and also the birth and activities and the deliverance of Parikshit. Birth, the appearance, then activity. We'll see birth is how glorious in the womb he was saved. Activities, we will see that how he subdued Kali. Then deliverance of King Parikshit, how he got a curse, but curse itself is a boon, not only for him, but for the entire society. If Krishna saves a life, what is the purpose of that life? How should we die? How should one live if Krishna gives us the life? So this is the beautiful how Parikshit was best for Shravanam Kirtanam. We got the entire Srimad Bhagavatam because of Parikshit Maharaj's disappearance. So the disappearance is glorious. The disappearance is auspicious. The common man cannot understand. So there is nothing to be emotional in this big, considering body to be very serious. Rather, Dhira, we should become this elementary lesson of Krishna. First Krishna gives a base to Arjuna. You become Dhira, Dhirastatrana Muhyati. Understand that this body is temporary only for everybody. In that understanding platform, try to understand everything. Any designation you have got, that's also temporary. Don't consider yourself as that. See yourself and others as souls. Spirit soul, not only spirit soul, but servant of Krishna. The Mayavadi sees a spirit soul. Brahman, Sarvam, Kalvitam, Brahman. Seeing everybody only as spirit soul is so naked truth. But actually the spirit soul has a form. It has characteristics. It is a personality. So seeing the spirit soul as a person, then what is the duty of that person? Jivera Swarupa Hoi Swarupa, Rupa, Swarupa. So Jiva has a Swarupa. Jiva is not a light. A light going here and there like this, not a particle of Brahma Jyoti. Sorry. Is particle of Krishna which has a form. Swarupa. Jivera Swarupa hai. Krishna Dasa. This is the fact. Okay, Om Tat Sat. Anandaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any Vrajeshwar Prabhu, you are around here?
Yeah. Can you please show the translation?
Yes, sorry.
So here it is very clearly mentioned in the translation that Suta Goswami, they have been addressed. Now I shall begin the transcendental narration of the Lord Sri Krishna and topics of the birth, activities, and deliverance of King Parikshit, the sage amongst the kings, as well as topics of the renunciation of the worldly order of the sons of Pandu. So this is very important to understand that these sons of Pandu and Parikshit Maharaj, all of them we are generally knowing from the battle of Kurukshetra. And Srimad Bhagavatam is Amala Purana. And so what is the very important thing that they are talking about, this Kurukshetra war and all these things, how it is Amala Purana. So anywhere Krishna is acting, that is transcendental. The battlefield of Kurukshetra, historical references, description. It may superficially it appears that what a devotee has got to do with this battlefield. But battlefield or no battlefield, wherever there is Krishna, that is transcendental. This has to be understood. Otherwise, Sukadeva Goswami, why he should indulge in describing, Sukadeva Goswami is born liberated. Why he should indulge in describing how Uttara's pregnancy was saved by Krishna, how the Brahmastra was thrown by Ashwatthama. Sukadeva Goswami is a born liberated person. Why he should indulge in these material things? No. Those who are advanced, they know that Krishna's dancing with the gopis, that Leela, and Krishna's playing as the leader of the battlefield of Kurukshetra is the same. It is all transcendental. One should not make any distinction between the two. You see in the words it is said that, can you go to the verse?
I'm in the verse. Purport.
Yes, no, verse, not translation.
Oh, verse, okay.
Yes. So here you can see samstam cha panduputranam vakshye Krishna kathodayam. So Pandavas are the sons of Pandu. They are all devotees, even the political affairs, because there is connection with Krishna. It is Krishna Katha. It is Krishna Katha. It is not Arjun Katha. It is not Pandava Katha. It is not Parikshit Katha. It is Krishna Katha. So that is very important to understand. So how one can really relish and understand this? Only by taking shelter of Krishna, or by taking shelter of a pure devotee who is under the shelter of Krishna, Madasraya. So one who is taken the shelter of a pure devotee or a spiritual master, it is just like electricity. The powerhouse is far away, but the power is coming. Suppose your body is electrified, and if I touch, then my body immediately become electrified. And if somebody touches me, then others' body. This is electric. So similarly, this Krishna consciousness movement, as soon as we take shelter of this spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master, immediately, we become purified. So coming in contact with Krishna through the bona fide spiritual master or pure devotees is the main theme here. So when we talk about this, Sukadeva Goswami is going to talk about Parikshit Maharaj's life, how he was saved from the womb, how Ashwatthama threw the Brahmastra missile to attack the womb of the Uttara and kill Parikshit, but not killing the Uttara. So that means science was advanced. But Krishna was appearing there inside the womb also to protect the Parikshit Maharaj. So all these things are why narrated as part of Bhagavatam is because Bhagavatam is Amala Purana and it is Krishna who is connected. So without Krishna connected, whatever Puranas or anything is of only waste of time. So we must take, that is why it is to be heard from the bona fide souls. So Sukadeva Goswami, he is, narrating all these things which is connected with Krishna. Because every moment, as soon as we come in contact with a pure devotee by hearing the Krishna Katha, we are changing our body. We are, this material body, we are changing every moment. Your body is changing, my body is changing. But we don't know the body is changing. Krishna is already telling in Bhagavad Gita, Tatha Dehantara Prapti, Dehantara Prapti. Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavanam jara tata dehantara praptis. So dehantara prapti. This dehantara, dehinosmin yata dehe. So every moment we are changing our body. This is dehantara. Krishna says the greatest authority he is saying. How you can say that there is no dehantara? Suppose in my childhood, I am born in a Chandala family. But if by initiation, by the bona fide spiritual master, because I am taking shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, I become initiated. So dehantara is there going on. If I take initiation seriously, so in the next Dehantara, suppose yesterday I was Chandala, now I am initiated by my spiritual master, I am purified by the initiation. I am in coming contact, I am coming in touch with the pure devotee, I am no more Chandala. My body is anyway changing. Body is also changing every moment and the soul is getting purified. So it is not that once I got birth as a Chandala, I would remain Chandala throughout my life till my next Janma. No, absolutely not. If you come by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers, by mercy of a bona fide spiritual master, a pure devotees association you get, and if he initiates you, it is very natural. It is very natural that we are no more the Sudra or Chandala lower than the Sudra. Narad Muni himself was an example. He was son of a maid servant. But as soon as he came across association of the pure devotees, the Bhakti Vedantas who have initiated him, that's all. He is no more Sudra. He is no more maid servant son. So he is pure devotee. Now you see, he is narrating all these things to Vyasadeva, and Vyasadeva in turn has narrated everything. So any pure devotee, even we discuss about political affairs of the pure devotee like Arjuna and Pandavas, it is not material because Krishna is there. As long as connected to Krishna, it is Krishna Katha. It is not Mahabharata portion. Mahabharata is a different thing, but where Krishna comes, like Bhagavad Gita. So wherever Krishna is there, that is Krishna Katha. That cannot be Mahabharata or that cannot be any other Katha. So it is Krishna Katha only. So that is to be understood. That is where Sukadeva Goswami is indulging in going to narrate about the Parikshit Maharaj appearance and Pandava's life and everything. We are going to see that portion of Srimad Bhagavatam in this first canto, that which is connected to Krishna and which is Krishna Katha. Thank you very much. Any questions or suggestions or realization, please share with us.
I have one question.
Yes, please.
Ma'am was telling about Meru Mountain. So the Meru Mountain is in between the universe, whole entire universe, and the sun is circumvallating around it. So the Earth may be there somewhere in between that geocentric part. So how does it? How it is like that we are getting day and night? Because if the sun goes behind the Meru Mountain, then there won't be sunlight. There won't be sunlight to any part of the world, some part of the world.
Yes, Shantha.
Yeah. Yes, very simple to understand. There is nothing complex. This topic is going on in TOVP and all. And it's better not to discuss these kind of topics, but I'll tell you the truth. If you really want to understand for yourself, not for putting in internet, not for bringing it as a controversial topic, not to become famous among devotees, go and argue on this. I can very easily explain this. In Bhagavatam, a person who is devotee of Krishna, everything is visible. When we read about Lord Brahma, or when we read about how creation happened, then we travel there. Then we can see everything down. We can even see Meru. When Durvaloka is created, we are hearing this, we travel there because Bhagavatam is absolute truth. He takes us there. So we are able to see. But if this question's answer, you're asking only within the session, only for your genuine knowledge, then I will answer. But if you should not put it in neither internet or argue with your friends or devotees or bring, because now TOP, some research team, something happening. World is giving, world big leaders, they want the world to be a circle, they rounded us. So it's a controversial topic.